Welcome back. Before we start slamming stones in the Go board, I'm going to teach you 5 tips that are going to help you improve your Go skills. Number 1, solve Go problems. This is by far the most important of all tips that I'm going to give you that are going to help you improve your game. By solving problems, you're going to improve your reading ability. And reading ability is paramount in the game of Go. This is especially true for people that are beginners and low intermediates. Most of beginner games are decided by local fights, and local fights are decided by who can read the furthest and the best. So, if you're a beginner, even a low intermediate, I recommend you spend a lot of time or all the time you can solving problems and improving your reading skills. Even strong players and professionals keep solving problems and improving their reading ability. Reading ability is one of the most important aspects in the game of Go. There are lots of resources that you can use to solve problems. The most common ones are books and apps and software. The way I recommend solving problems is solving lots of easy problems and a few more difficult problems. So most of the problems you solve should be easy and fast to solve, and do solve a few more difficult and more time-consuming problems where you have to think a little bit harder. My second tip is play slow games. Many people like playing fast games. I personally find them overwhelming. I don't have enough time to think, but many people do like them. However, if you want to improve, make sure to play some slow, serious games. When you play slow games, you have time to think about different moves, and then later you can see the results of those moves, the consequences. By playing slow, you also have more time to read. That means that it's going to keep your reading ability high. So play some slow games. My third tip is review your games. And this tip is especially important for intermediate players and, of course, strong players. Beginners, when you're a beginner, it's really hard to understand the game. You don't know how you could have played better. So my recommendation would be don't review your games. It's better to use that time for problem solving. However, if you're an intermediate player, it's really useful to start reviewing your games. Perhaps this invasion was too premature. Did you give too strong of a wall, too much influence to your opponent? Should you have played away in this area? Maybe it wasn't necessary to respond to your opponent's move. Perhaps you should have played one more move for this weak group that died. Things like that you can review when you review your games. So it's really important because you can learn how to play better. You don't have to spend a long time doing a review. If you only have 5 of 10 minutes, that's much better than not doing a review. You can go straight to the points where you have doubts and see how you could have done it better. My fourth tip, get into a resourceful state of mind before playing. What that means is don't play just to win and don't play just to rank up. That's a strategy for disaster. And believe me, I have been there. When I got to 4th queue, I hit a really strong wall where I was for over a year in the same queue, the same level. And I realized soon that if I didn't change the way I played, I was not gonna get better. And most importantly, I was really bored with my game because I always play the same games. This is because I was playing to win, and I was playing safe moves, right? I just wanted to win and rank up, so I kept playing the same strategy over and over and over. So I started studying, and in the process, I actually lost 1 stone, and I became 5Q for like a year or so. And it was really interesting. I remember being aware that I knew so much more about the game, and I had learned so much, and yet I had lost a stone. That was really interesting. This is really normal because when you're trying new things, you're not playing the moves you're used to, you're going to make more mistakes, but that's going to teach you also about the game. So after a while, I got better and I was able to overcome this wall. Play with a good state of mind. And by that, I mean maybe play to give your opponent the best game you can, or maybe play to play the strongest moves you can, or to experiment new tactics, something like that. Don't play just to win or to rank up because that's not gonna go well. I particularly like playing the strongest moves that I can, especially if I'm playing against a stronger player. So even if I lose the game, I'm satisfied with the moves that I play. And finally, my fifth and last tip, pick up a form of study that would give you new techniques and new moves that you wouldn't think about. This channel is a good way of studying. You can also pick up books or watch other videos. It is important that you keep studying because otherwise you're going to keep using the same moves over and over and you're not going to learn new techniques. So these are the 5 tips that I have found that are most useful, and I hope they're useful to you too. See you next time.